In this video, I'm going to show you how to write the equation of a line in standard form. Standard form consists of ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are integers with no common factors. Also, a has to be greater than or equal to 0. So basically, we just need an equation that looks like this and can't be reduced any further, and also the x term can't be negative. Let's consider a few examples. 3x minus 2y equals 1. Is this a good standard form equation? Well, 3, -2, and 1 are all integers with no common factors, and also 3 is greater than or equal to 0, so yes, this is a good standard form equation. How about 2x plus 8y equals 4? Is that a good standard form equation? Well, 2, 8, and 4 can all be reduced by dividing by 2. They have a common factor of 2. So, no, it's not a good standard form equation. However, we can fix it by dividing by 2, and we get x plus 4y equals 2. Now that's a good standard form equation. Alright, how about -x plus y equals 4? Well, there's a negative in front of the x, which violates the rule that a has to be greater than or equal to 0. So this isn't a good standard form equation. But again, we can fix this by multiplying everything by -1. So then we get x minus y equals -4. Now the x is positive, and everything checks out for a good standard form equation. Last one. 1/2 x plus 1/6 y equals 1. The problem with this one is that 1/2 and 1/6 are not integers, so we need to convert them to integers. We can do that by multiplying everything by 6. So multiplying by 6, we get 3x plus y equals 6, and then we've got a good standard form equation. Now let's do an example where we start out with a line that's not in standard form, and we have to convert it to standard form. The first step is to get x and y on the same side. So let's subtract this 5 over 2x over to the other side. Great, now we've got our ax plus by equals c format. But there's still a little bit of issues with this equation. First of all, this x is negative, and we can't have a negative x. So we need to multiply everything by -1. So that becomes 5 over 2x minus y equals 3. Lastly, we also need all the coefficients to be integers. We can't have a fraction in front. So to get rid of that fraction, we can multiply by 2. Then we got 5x minus 2y equals 6. And there's a good standard form equation. Now, let's say that we want to find the equation of a line having slope 3 and passing through the point 1, 1 in standard form. The easiest way to do this problem is to start off by finding an equation of the line that's not in standard form just yet. Let's find the slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So we have the slope 3, so let's plug that in. Y equals 3x plus b, and then to find our y-intercept b, we can just plug in 1, 1 for x and y. So 1 equals 3 times 1 plus b. That's just 3, so subtracting the 3 over, we have -2 equals b. And then y equals 3x minus 2. So that's our slope-intercept form, and now we can convert this over to standard form. So let's bring this all the way over here, rewrite it, y equals 3x minus 2, and standard form we need x and y on the same side, So let's subtract x over. Negative 3x plus y equals negative 2. We need the leading coefficient and the x to be positive, so we'll multiply by negative 1, and we get 3x minus y equals 2. And there's our standard form equation. Here's a final example. Find the equation of the line passing through 8,5 and 8,2 in standard form. We're going to approach this one the same way as the previous example. We're going to start off by finding slope-intercept. And to do that, we need the slope first, so we'll compute the slope. M equals the change in y, so 5 minus 2, over the change in x, which is 8 minus 8, so 3 over 0, which is undefined, which means that we have a vertical line. And vertical lines take the form x equals something, and we need to look to our points to find the x. So x is 8 in both of them, so our line is just x is 8. Now we'll use that for standard form. Bring that up. X is 8, and this is actually already in standard form. We have a positive leading coefficient, and we can't reduce the equation any further, so that's it. We're done. That's our standard form. In this video, we learned how to use information about a line to find its equation in standard form. In the future, we'll learn how to work backwards to start with the standard form, and from that, get information about the line.